I know I wrote a book, right? It's called Buy a Game, and it's free. Click the link down there. You got it.
DreAllDay.com.
What's going on, Periscope? What's up, Facebook? Good afternoon. This is Dre Baldwin. Y'all are live with right now. You are now rocking with the best. If you didn't know, just in case, PSA. What's going on, Jiggy Sue, Burn Dollars, Malik 20. If you're on Periscope, please tap the screen. Let me see some hearts come up in there. What's going on? 10 win from H-Town. Please tap the screen if you're on Periscope so I can see some hearts come up. What's up, Mr. Sauceman X, Coach Kev just joined. Fell Me 4, Beautifully 43, Burn Dollars, Facebook. My Facebook page is /workonyourgame. What's up, Castro 94, Roby, Fearless Jermaine. If you checking in on Facebook, let me know your name, where you from. I'm gonna see your name, but let me know where you from as you check in. Malik said, I lost my Kyrie workout program. Well, if you sent an email, we'll get back to you. Check your email. Burn Dollars, thank you for sharing on Twitter. If you're on Periscope, please share this on your Twitter and on your Facebook and to your people on Periscope. If you are on Facebook, share this, please. What's going on, Positive Damien? I appreciate you. Rob from New York. Thanks for the great advice so far. Well, you're welcome. I ain't even disseminated yet this afternoon, but I'm happy that the great advice I've been giving so far has been working for you. So I appreciate that. Everybody, please share this on Periscope. If you are watching on replay, all my replay viewers, please hit the like button on Facebook. The thumbs, not the thumbs, but the hearts. If you're watching on Periscope, this is Dre Baldwin. I'm going to introduce myself real quick. We're going to get right into the content today, which is how to model other people and how to model people the right way. Because all of us, at some point in our lives, we're going to model because we want to see somebody who's done something successfully that we want to do. And we maybe want to take some pieces out of what they're doing, but I want to make sure that all you understand how to model people the right way. Because there's a right way to do it, there's a wrong way to do it. So I want to make sure everybody's doing it the right way, because if you model the incorrect way, you're going to be modeling, and then you're going to say, I'm modeling, but I'm not getting the result. What's going on? So I'm going to explain this. Mr. Sauceman said, this is better than being in a classroom. You're absolutely right. Listen, let me tell you something. In the next 100 years, this is what school is going to be. You're going to get on your phone or on some device that you can easily access without getting out of bed, and you'll be able to get all the education you need. You won't be going to a building where you got to sit and listen to somebody who had to go to school to learn how to teach you something that they might not even know anything about. But that's a whole different conversation. My name's Dre Baldwin. For those who don't know me, many know me as Dre all day. From the city of Philadelphia, I live in South Florida. Background pro athlete, played basketball overseas 9 years now. I'm a professional speaker, coach, consultant, author, content publisher extraordinaire. I publish over 5,000 YouTube videos, 4,000 blog posts. I've written 7 books, done 3 TED Talks, and today I'm close to 400 or 500 Periscope live streams. I don't even know how many, but it don't even matter. I know we got over 2 million hearts here on Periscope. That's just because of the appreciation of viewers like y'all out there and all my people over there on Facebook. I think we got like 38K on Facebook. That needs to get bigger. I need to get to 1 million, but I know how we're going to do that. So we're going to get right into it this afternoon. We talk about modeling. How can you model other people the right way so you can get the right type of results that you want? Well, school will exist. It just won't be the building school. Beauty 56 says, I want to be a model. All right, well, this is something you can take from this too. I'm not talking about photograph or catwalk modeling, but even if you do want to do that, this is going to actually help you too. So you need to stick around and watch this. I appreciate that, Positive Damien. So this is where we get into the content here. So if you're taking notes, make sure you're writing this down. Number one thing, you got to understand when you're modeling other people, because sometimes a basketball player will come to me and they say, hey, Dre, I heard that Stephen Curry did this drill and that drill when he was growing up. So I'm thinking about doing that drill. What do you think? Or they'll say, I heard Kyrie Irving used to put a basketball in a plastic bag and he would dribble it so he could get better at his dribbling. I'm going to do that so I can get better at my dribbling. Or they'll ask me, hey, Dre, did you hear that Kyrie Irving put a basketball in a plastic bag and did dribbling drills? Maybe you should do a video on that so we can see it, and then we can start copying it. And what a lot of people get wrong about the modeling are the points that I'm about to share right here. So number one thing you got to understand is that when you're modeling another person, when I say modeling, I mean you're looking at what another person's doing who's been successful in some field, in some way, and you're looking at what they're doing and you're trying to copy that so that you can get the same result. You're trying to copy their actions to get the same result. Understand at your core that you're not that person. Just because another person did something and the equal success for them does not necessarily, keyword necessarily, mean that if you do the exact same thing, you're going to get the same result. And often people think they're doing the exact same thing, but they're actually not. Because there might be some pieces in there that you're forgetting or that you're not even aware of. So when you're modeling another person, the first thing you must do, once you see what their actions are, is you have to filter those actions through who you are as a person, where you're at as a person, person, what your circumstances are, what you're capable of and what you're not capable of at the moment, because you may not be able to copy every single thing that person did. Honestly, if somebody was doing drills with 2 basketballs and you only got one, listen, you can't model that. You only got 1 basketball. You got to get another basketball. At other levels, you have to understand that just because they did it does not mean you can do the exact same thing. And even if you do, there might be a part missing that you don't even know about, that they didn't tell you about, because all you did was hear about it or see it, or somebody on the phone told you, or you watched it online and you didn't get all the information. So make sure, hello to you too, Salah Fika 777, Sloppy McFloppy, who's just checked in. When you're modeling, understand that you must filter everything through what works for me. Not just let me copy this because I saw it or heard about it, but what part works for me. Number 2 thing that you must understand when you're modeling other people is that you cannot pick and choose what to copy by convenience. You can't pick and choose what to copy by convenience. So going back to the basketball analogy, some people say, I get an email, someone says, well, Dre, I heard Kobe Bryant, I made a video about how much rest do you need as an athlete. I said, listen to your body. When your body says it needs rest, you rest. Somebody sent me an email and they said, well, Dre, I saw your video on rest, but then I was watching TV and I heard Kobe Bryant worked out 6 hours a day when he was in high school and he was trying to become the number 1 player in the nation. And then he did it. And then he went to the NBA and became one of the greatest players of all time. So don't you think it's okay for me to work out 6 hours a day? And this is what you got to understand. And it's not in direct response to that question. But what you have to understand is this. That question goes back to number 1, which is you must filter everything through who you are. You ain't Kobe. You might have to go to work. You might have to babysit your sister. You might do some chores at the house. You might not even have 6 hours. And if you ain't got 6 hours of energy, it doesn't mean you're doing something wrong. It just means you're you and he's him. So this part, when it comes to picking and choosing what to copy, let's go back to the Kyrie Irving or Stephen Curry analogy. Someone says, well, I heard Stephen Curry shot this many 3-pointers, or Kyrie Irving dribbled the basketball with it, and when it was in a plastic bag, so I'm going to do the same thing so I can get handled like Kyrie Irving. Well, at that point, you're picking and choosing what you want to copy, and you're forgetting the other parts that you don't want to copy. Like the parts where Kyrie Irving maybe ran 3-4 miles every day at 5 o'clock in the morning. When Stephen Curry was in the gym lifting weights, even after he got up his 500 shots or 3 million shots or whatever number of shots, you heard Stephen Curry got up when he was getting better. So when you're picking and choosing what you heard someone else did, or you're modeling what someone else did, make sure you're not just picking and choosing the parts that are convenient for you. Don't just pick and choose the parts that are glamorous, the parts that you can make an Instagram video about, the parts you can put on YouTube so you can get some fans. Don't just copy the parts that are easy for you to do, simple for you to do, will get you to a certain level of attention or make you feel good. You got to copy everything, because if Kyrie Irving did certain things to get his handle, guess what? With ball handling comes footwork. You also need to be conditioned. You also got to be able to finish. You also got to be able to play against players who can play defense. And if you're going to be playing 5-on-5 basketball, half the game is spent on defense while the other half is on offense. So you can't just take this one little piece that's going to make you feel good and then forget about the rest and then ask afterwards, hey, why am I not getting the same result as him? It's because you pick and choose which parts you're going to model, and you're not modeling the whole picture. So make sure you get the big picture if you're going to model. Number 3 thing that happens when people are modeling other people is that they suspend their accurate thought. And this kind of weaves in with the first 2 points. And when I say suspend accurate thought, that means just because you are modeling somebody else does not mean you just blindly do what another person did without thinking, hey, am I getting the whole picture of this? Am I doing only the parts that are easy for me? And also you're not thinking, also make sure that you're not thinking, hey, does this apply to me? Does this work for my situation? Does it mean just because this guy did it, doesn't mean I should do this part too? Because this part might not work for me. This part might not be applicable to me. And just because they did it doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to get those skills. So when you're modeling, it doesn't mean just mindlessly do things because other people did them. You must incorporate your ability to think. You must incorporate your brain into it. So I'm going to recap all 3 of these points. What's up, Samuel, over there on Facebook? I'm going to recap all 3 of these points, and then I'm going to take any questions if anybody got them. Number 1. You are not that other person that you are modeling. You must filter everything that you model off of who you are, not just who they are and what they did, but who you are, what you're doing, and what you're capable of, and what you're not capable of. Number 2, make sure you're not picking and choosing what to copy by convenience, which means don't just pick the parts that are convenient and fun for you, but if you're going to copy somebody else, pick the parts they did that were hard, the things that required discipline, the stuff that was daunting, the stuff that was not so easy to get through. And number 3, just because you're modeling doesn't mean you mindlessly suspend your brain. You must think for yourself. Don't just do things because you heard somebody else did them. You must apply everything through your own brain, through your own filter, and see, does this make sense for you? Now, if I can take any questions, I'll take questions. This is Dre All Day you are talking to. Leave your comments in English, a better chance of me responding. Oops. Yes, personal development school. We can definitely call it that. Great. I'm glad this was clear as crystal for you. If anybody got a question, I'll take it. Going once, going twice. If you want to read my first book, those of you who haven't, it's on my website, dreallday.com. As soon as you get there, put in your email address. You'll get my first book. It's called Buy a Game. It's completely for free. I got a couple other books. They're on Amazon.com. You go to Amazon, you can get all of my books. That's dreallday.com/Amazon. The Mirror Motivation Mental Handbook, The Super You, Dre Philosophy Volume 0. Mirror Motivation Part 2 is coming soon. Ali on Facebook says, did you model anyone when you were growing up? If so, who? And do I model anyone now? No, I didn't really model anyone when I was growing up. And back then, I wouldn't even have thought about it this way. I can think about it now. That's why I'm talking about it. Do I model anyone now? No, I don't really model anyone now. There are people I look at and I say, all right, I see what they're doing. I admire what they're doing, but I wouldn't necessarily say modeling. I factor anything that I hear through what works for me, what doesn't. So I'll take a bit or a piece from another person, but I wouldn't necessarily say I'm modeling anybody. How do you deal with having more than before? You got to clarify that question, James. I don't even understand what you mean. Anybody on Periscope got a question? I'll take it before we wrap this one up. Y'all can find me on Snapchat at Dre Baldwin, Instagram, same place at Dre Baldwin at all times. All business inquiries I take via email, dre@dreallday.com. That's my email address. All right, everybody. James says, in other words, how do you stay humble when you are getting things in life that used to motivate you? Find new motivations, find new goals. And you can read my book, The Mirror Motivation. That'll help you out with that. So everybody, this is Dre All Day. Thank you for checking into this stream. Where we at here? Thank you for checking into this stream. Y'all have a great afternoon. Work on your game as always. DreAllDay.com. I'm all over YouTube and I'm all over your social media. My Snapchat, you see it, is at Dre Baldwin. My Instagram is the same name, at Dre Baldwin. My Twitter and my Periscope are both at Dre All Day. The website, I don't think I got to say it, but it's dreallday.com. And don't forget to get my free book, Buy a Game. Just go down there to the link description, video description, and get the link. Work on your game.